Why you keep losing trades and how to fix it. Most traders think losing trades are the problem. They're not. Let me be honest with you. Losing trades are normal, necessary even. The real problem is how you respond to them, because one loss usually doesn't destroy a trader. What destroys traders is the emotional chain reaction that comes after the loss: fear, revenge trading, overtrading, self-doubt, desperation, and eventually self-sabotage. Here's what nobody tells you. Most traders don't lose because the market is against them. They lose because they are emotionally fighting themselves while trading, and the market exposes emotional weakness brutally. Not because it hates you, but because pressure reveals what discipline was pretending to hide. And if you felt this, you're not alone. You study hard, you analyze charts, you watch hours of trading videos, you know the setup, but somehow, when real money is involved, you become a different person. Suddenly, you hesitate, or force entries, or panic close trades early, or move your stop-loss because you feel the market might turn around. That's not a strategy problem. That's an identity problem. And this is where it changes, because profitable trading is not just about learning more, it's about becoming someone who can execute under emotional pressure. That's the hidden transformation nobody warns you about. The first reason you keep losing trades is simple. You are trading emotionally while pretending to trade logically. That sentence might sting a little, but think about it honestly. How many trades were truly based on your plan, and how many were based on fear, greed, boredom, or frustration? A losing trader reacts emotionally to the market. The disciplined trader responds strategically. Huge difference. One is controlled by emotion, the other is controlled by process, and process wins long term. There's a powerful quote that changed how I view trading. The market doesn't punish bad analysis nearly as much as it punishes emotional behavior. Read that again, because most people are searching for better indicators when the real issue is emotional instability. Imagine becoming the kind of trader who no longer panics after losses, who no longer needs to revenge trade, who can sit patiently without forcing opportunities. That version of you is dangerous in the market, not because they predict perfectly, but because they control themselves, and self-control is rare. Here's another uncomfortable truth. You keep losing because you are addicted to action. Most traders cannot sit still. Silence makes them uncomfortable. Waiting feels unproductive. So they enter trades just to feel involved. But the market rewards patience more than activity. A weak trader says, "I need to be in a trade." A strong trader says, "I only need one good setup." That shift changes everything, because every unnecessary trade increases emotional exhaustion, and emotional exhaustion destroys decision-making. Here's what nobody tells you. Many traders are not addicted to money, they're addicted to stimulation. The charts become emotional entertainment. Win equals dopamine. Loss equals emotional crash. And this creates a cycle where trading becomes psychological gambling disguised as analysis. That's dangerous, because once trading becomes emotional entertainment, discipline disappears. Let me tell you a story. There was a trader named Kelvin. Every morning he woke up determined to be disciplined, and every evening he felt disappointed in himself. Not because he lacked knowledge, because he lacked control. One day he would overtrade, the next day he would hesitate too much, then revenge trade after a loss, then become fearful after a losing streak. His emotions controlled everything. But the worst part, he kept blaming strategy. New indicators, new systems, new mentors, new concepts. He thought information was the solution. But one evening, after losing heavily again, he opened his journal and noticed something disturbing. Most of his losses came from trades that were never part of his plan. They were emotional decisions, impulse trades, fear trades, ego trades. And that realization changed him. Not instantly, slowly, painfully, but permanently. He stopped trying to make money fast and started focusing on emotional discipline. He reduced the number of trades, started journaling emotions before entries, walked away after hitting daily limits, and, most importantly, he stopped treating every trade like a life-changing moment. That emotional detachment transformed his results. Not overnight, but steadily, because consistency is built quietly, not emotionally. This is the second major shift. You must stop needing the market to validate you. Let me explain. Many traders secretly connect their self-worth to trading results. Winning makes them feel intelligent. Losing makes them feel worthless. So every trade becomes emotional, personal, heavy. And that pressure destroys clarity. Here's what nobody tells you. The market is not judging your value as a human being. It's simply responding to probabilities. But emotional traders take every loss personally, and personal pain creates irrational decisions. A mature trader understands this. I can lose a trade without losing emotional control. That sentence is powerful, because emotional stability is what allows consistency to exist, and consistency is what creates profitability, not emotional intensity. Imagine becoming someone who no longer needs every trade to win, someone who understands probabilities deeply enough to stay calm during uncertainty, someone who no longer checks profit every few minutes. That identity shift changes your entire trading experience, because eventually the goal is not to feel excited while trading. The goal is to feel clear, calm, stable, intentional. That's what professional trading actually looks like, not emotional chaos. Here's another reason you keep losing. You are focusing too much on outcome and not enough on execution. This destroys most traders psychologically, because when outcome becomes everything, fear becomes stronger. You start forcing results, and forced results usually create worse decisions. A disciplined trader measures success differently, not by whether the trade wins, but by whether the trade followed the plan. That's emotional maturity, and most people skip this completely, because they want immediate gratification. But the market rewards consistency over intensity, always. There's a thought-provoking statement I want you to really sit with. The market pays disciplined people slowly and emotional people quickly before taking everything back. That's why many traders get trapped. Early emotional wins create dangerous confidence, and dangerous confidence creates reckless behavior. If this video is speaking directly to you, comment this below. I will stop trading emotionally. Not for motivation, for awareness. Because awareness is the beginning of transformation. And if you've ever blown an account because of emotional decisions, you already understand how important this is. Also, if you genuinely want to become a calmer, more disciplined trader, subscribe. Because this channel is not about hype, it's about helping you evolve mentally. And that matters more than most people realize. Now, let's talk about fear. Fear is one of the biggest silent killers in trading. Fear of losing. Fear of missing out, fear of being wrong, fear of taking the trade, fear of holding the trade. And fear creates inconsistency. One day you hesitate, the next day you overcompensate by becoming reckless. This emotional swinging destroys accounts slowly. Here's what nobody tells you. Fear often comes from over-attachment. You are risking too much emotionally, sometimes financially too. That's why position sizing matters psychologically. A trader risking money they emotionally cannot lose will never think clearly. Never. Because survival emotions take over, and survival emotions destroy execution. Imagine becoming emotionally detached enough to take losses calmly, not because you enjoy losses, but because you understand they are part of the process. That level of emotional acceptance creates freedom, and freedom creates better decisions. This is where identity evolution becomes everything. You cannot become profitable while remaining emotionally reactive. Something inside you must change, not just your chart analysis, your habits, your thinking, your emotional patterns, because profitable traders think differently, they move differently, they respond differently under pressure. They are patient where others are impulsive, calm where others are desperate, focused where others are distracted. And maybe the hardest truth of all is this: the market often delays success until your mindset can handle success responsibly, because money amplifies behavior. An undisciplined trader with more capital simply destroys larger accounts. That's why emotional discipline matters so much. You are not just learning to trade, you are learning to control yourself under uncertainty, and that skill affects every part of life. Let me be honest with you. You are probably closer than you think. Most traders believe they are far away from profitability, but often one or two emotional habits are causing most of the damage. Not lack of intelligence, not lack of strategy, emotional leakage. This is where identity evolution becomes everything. You cannot become profitable while remaining emotionally reactive. Something inside you must change, not just your chart analysis, your habits, your thinking, your emotional patterns, because profitable traders think differently. They move differently. They respond differently under pressure. They are patient where others are impulsive, calm where others are desperate, focused where others are distracted. And maybe the hardest truth of all is this: the market often delays success until your mindset can handle success responsibly, because money amplifies behavior. An undisciplined trader with more capital simply destroys larger accounts. That's why emotional discipline matters so much. You are not just learning to trade, you are learning to control yourself under uncertainty, and that skill affects every part of life. Let me be honest with you. You are probably closer than you think. Most traders believe they are far away from profitability, but often one or two emotional habits are causing most of the damage. Not lack of intelligence, not lack of strategy, emotional leakage. That's it. And once you become aware of those patterns, everything starts changing slowly. Your patience improves, your clarity improves, your confidence becomes quieter, more stable, less emotional. That's real growth. Imagine becoming the kind of trader who no longer feels the need to chase every move, who can accept losses without emotional collapse, who trusts process more than impulse, who no longer seeks validation from the market. That version of you already exists. It just needs discipline to emerge consistently. And discipline is not built through motivation, it's built through repetition. Quiet repetition, daily repetition, boring repetition. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. But boring consistency creates extraordinary results over time. So before we close, I want you to reflect honestly on one question. Are you truly losing because of strategy or because of emotional behavior you refuse to confront? That question might change your trading journey forever, because self-awareness is where transformation begins. Not ego, not denial, awareness. And if you continue developing awareness, you will eventually notice something powerful. The market starts feeling less emotional, less chaotic, less personal, because you are becoming emotionally stronger, and stronger people make clearer decisions. So be patient with yourself, seriously. You do not need to become perfect overnight. You just need to become slightly more disciplined consistently. That's how transformation happens, quietly. And if this video connected with you deeply, subscribe right now. Not casually. Commit to becoming a different kind of trader, a calmer trader, a disciplined trader, a self-aware trader. Because this channel is not for people chasing gambling excitement. It's for people who are ready to evolve mentally. And if you stay consistent long enough, one day you'll realize something powerful. Your biggest breakthrough did not come from learning a secret strategy. It came from finally mastering yourself. And once that happens, everything changes.